Well, I mean, I remember very fondly, almost exactly 10 years ago, my Indonesian CEO who left his nice paying regional corporate banking job and he became my equity partner. And he goes, Carl, what if it doesn't work out? Well, at least you know what? I'll prepare my resume so I can apply for a job. And I said, dude, then you shouldn't even start because you're thinking about what if it fails. So if you're going to start a business, you should not ask this question, what if it fails? You should ask this question, how successful will I be and by when? So, so I think if you have a safety, so you know, a lot of people have a safety net. They have good money and they've already got enough of savings account and all that. And so sometimes I feel those kind of people may have this false sense of security rather than saying, okay, I'm all in, I'm going to make it work, I'm going to learn along the way, I'm going to look for some mentors, I'm going to upskill myself, I'm going to give this the energy that it wants, and then if and when I fail, these mini failures, I'm going to learn and adapt. And having that, okay, failure is not an option attitude, I think that kind of intensity will help. Now, of course, it's a different season in life. I've got a wife and two kids. I have to have some responsibility to the family, so I have to make sure that is secure. But yeah, risk management for I think for Lou and myself is probably not a good topic because we would take all the risk to make it happen. Yeah, yeah. So we would go super aggressive and say, all right, well, we'll do it. I think one of the calibrations that I have is I tend to ask these questions: what can I control truly versus what can I influence versus what I can't control, and then weigh it out. What can I control? My own time, the way I handle my own money, my ability to learn and put a PowerPoint and Excel sheet together. What can I influence? These are my team members, my colleagues, maybe the marketplace. I can influence investors, and then I can even influence my P&L, my expense. Do I hire 5 people or 15 people? I can control and influence that. And the last thing is what I can't control. I can't control revenues. I can't control if a client buys or not. So sometimes I look at these kinds of risk management from those questions and try to say, all right, how comfortable am I to get into that venture? Now, this is to start a company. Now, as a venture capitalist, which I am, then we look at a typical VC criteria, right? Is there a business model that's scalable? Are they lacking capital, but with the right capital, they can grow tremendously? So there are a lot of other questions that a venture capital will look at. So as a startup, you've got seed investors, and then you've got strategic investors, and hopefully venture capital. It doesn't always have to go that way, right? But generally speaking, there are different levels of risk and return. But for a startup, as an entrepreneur, I usually look at what can I control, what can I influence, and what I can't influence, and how do I manage that? And those are kind of like my risk appetite internal compasses.